Hey guys, we're going to continue our leveling process with a full quest run of Maraudon. We have a 60 mage with us who happens to need Legends of Maraudon, but we only have so much time to make it to the end before he has to go. Can we reach Theradras in time? Let's find out. Enjoy! Alright, let's kick off this run by, running in. We've got our paladin friend here, so we're going to help him out with a little aimed auto multi-auto. Or perhaps just aimed auto. And by the way, I enjoyed the editing format in episodes 38 and 39, so I'm going to try and stick with it. You know, if we ever leave combat, I'm going to try to skip to the next section of combat as soon as possible to keep it all good and fast-paced. We're going to open on this one up here with an aimed auto multi-auto, although I should have held off on multi-shot for 1 second, because we could have hit both targets there, but it's alright, we'll finish this one off with an aimed auto. We're just about there at the junction point, where we need to go to split off into purple, orange, or inner, but I realized that the Nameless Prophet is actually up here. So we gotta stay up here, we gotta get that, the necklace thing that we need to get. The amulet. For our entire party, who are all present and accounted for. Now that we've got that settled, we gotta go into orange side first. Because, as you may know, I prefer to do orange before purple and then go through purple to inner. Orange side is absolutely hecked. I keep an eye on my group while they move past the basilisks. No problem there, nothing pulls. So we can safely set our step beside this here rock elemental and finish it off. This right here is where you pick up Legends of Maraudon, which is the attunement quest. And here we have another quest to fill a cerulean vial in this exact pool, which is right next to that dryad. We're going to drop down from this bridge, and our group does pull this basilisk, so we need to stop and shoot it. It's dying a little bit too quickly to warrant an aim shot, but we can use it on this mob here. I use a strategic growl to keep that there after my first auto shot, so that I can charge up my aim shot in peace. That works. We're going to turn to the left here, because the con that we need is off to the left. The con of the orange side, of the outside orange side. There are 5 in total. There's one outside inner, one outside orange, one outside purple, one inside purple, and one inside orange. So we're going to ensure that our undead tracker is up when we get a little bit closer so that we can see the exact location of each one. And make sure we don't miss it. There we go. Now that that's sorted, we can just keep on going in this direction. And the con should be just up those stairs and to the right. I have not forgotten to arrange these two close to each other before using multi-shot. That way we hit both, and we can proceed on up the stairs, having done a little bit more damage, helped our group speed along a little bit more. We may be able to do damage on the move, but our group cannot. I rush up the stairs to get that guy red before everyone else gets here, and now we can go ahead and kill him. He's very squishy, he's not exactly a boss, or even a mini-boss. Does not have as much HP. Now that we're inside orange, we need to rush up ahead because the other con, we can see him on the tracker, is actually right here, from the very start. And patrols tend to only start moving after you enter an instance for the first time. So I've turned off packs so that my group can follow me without risk. That flower does stun, so hopefully we can get this guy. We did, but he is ranged, so I am dazed. I promptly turned Cheetah off though, and quickly moved back so that we can pull the con closer to us. Closer to our group. But not before meleeing that there black flower a little bit. Those flowers are absolutely irritating, and only part of the reason why I absolutely despise Orange Side. There are mobs everywhere. Luckily on Official Classic, it is more difficult to pull things from further away. We'll see some neat pulling around packs later. But for now, we're gonna have to deal with killing everything that we see along the way. These things also have obnoxiously large hitboxes, so let's just melee this thing and move on. to the next one, which we have opened with a little bit of burst on, an aimed shot. Just one aimed shot, that'll do. An aimed auto, at least. And get our auto multi-auto off right here, or just auto multi because the thorn volley interrupts. It stuns. It's a whole party stun that does not have a short range, which is pretty cruddy. I'm pretty sure my heart-seeking crossbow just interrupted my scattershot there. I wanted to keep it right about there so that my group could go ahead and grab this thing. I tried to use ICS, Improved Concussive Shot there, to interrupt any potential thorn volleys, but, well, it does not proc, so that's that. We got these two dryads here. These dryads tend to patrol around. They're not too much of a problem. They just kind of range you a little bit. And I was trying to get these two closer to each other, but I couldn't. So I just decided to sit at range there, shoot that one, rapture that one, and we're good to go. Zai is a little bit behind us, so we're gonna go outside and help her. But, well, when I got to her, she didn't really need help. So it's back inside we go. Here we go pulling the slimes, and I'm gonna open immediately with a multi-shot into volley. And these things are extremely dangerous in close range. You never really want to be too close to them, unless you have a healer, like we do here. So I could try for the Bladestorm. I just got one, but I broke it accidentally. So we're just going to keep to range until we need to drop another explosive trap. You know, double up on that direct damage and refresh the damage area on the ground. It's not a dot, actually, that the explosive trap applies. It paints an area on the ground as explosive, and anything that stands in it will be exploded, or will take damage over time. There are more of these black flowers between here and where we need to go, but maybe we can low some of these things. Right here is kind of awkward because of the angle of the wall, so I end up missing a couple of auto shots simply because I'm not standing quite in the right spot to be in Los. But we did avoid a thorn volley there, and I suppose after a thorn volley it's safe to cast an aim shot or something. Speaking of, we just fired one out on this here pack of 3. An aimed auto multi-raptor combo, although the raptor strike appears to have been parried. We're going to continue the combo with a dragon gun, which is fashionably late, as our paladin only now summons a couple of ads from that there flower he cleansed. And by the way, take care if you're on this quest, because cleansing those flowers does summon ads. We gotta find a vantage point for multi-shot here, so I go looking for one really quick. And I find one right about here, before going in for the explosive trap to deal the direct damage and wrap up the fight. Oh, and there's the Bladestorm on the very end of the pull. Nice beam, Ravager. Anyway, we've progressed down the hallway, and we are going to pop the death ray and smite these flowers in the name of industrialization, or something. Maybe experience points. I don't mind these flowers. It's the black ones that I hate because of their thorn volley, you know? These ones are fine. Now, these here small ads, they're not the time to try for a Bladestorm proc. Instead, we need to use direct damage on them. I try to support our mage here with a frost trap. That does not work, so I use a grenade instead. That helps him dish out his own heavy direct AoE damage. And we've taken a little bit more of a supporting role in this pull. We're not going to be done here until that larva spewer is gone, so we're going to go ahead and attack this thing. Ugh, gross. Now we can proceed on down the hallway full of more flowers, full of the less obnoxious ones. On our way to Noxxion, one of the hardest bosses in Maraudon. But no problem for a group like ours. We have a druid here, so we have dispels. Don't need to heal through the poison volleys. He's certainly one of the hardest to solo, if not the hardest to solo. Nope. We may have obstructed vision, but we don't need to see because we have nameplates to click on. It certainly works. There's another dryad patrol down the way here. Let's keep them good and close to each other. I want to pass through and get closer to the next pack, so let's get some melee in while we're at it, and they are in a good position, it turns out, for some alternating of attack, so let's do that. Another flower has been cleansed, so we do have some more ads on us. That's no problem. We'll go right into the middle of them all, and drop that explosive trap. Our mage may be able to do the most of the AoE, but that does not mean we can't help. Besides, our traps will trigger entrapment, and that'll help keep him out of our mage's hair. If our tank can't manage to hold on to him, we've proceeded on. There are 3 more flowers here, 3 more around the bend, and then we have a whole bunch of worms to deal with. And those are fun. They do feel a little bit beefy for how small they are. I'd expect them to have a little bit less HP, but it's no problem. It's just a nitpick, really. It was a good little melee weave. We got a good raptor strike off, and now we're in just the right position to open on this next pack. We fire the auto shot off on that last target to help our group mates get here faster. I'm gonna pop Aspect of the Monkey, and we'll stay in melee for the moment. I tried to drop an explosive trap here. As you can see, it was available. The Feigned Death animation did not go, so I went into attack again, but I went a little bit too soon. Because I did in fact leave combat even though the animation did not play. Just goes to show you gotta stay still for like a whole second or two to make this work. Multi-shot is off cooldown, but I did get a Bladestorm proc, so I'm just gonna sit in it. This thing's still in range. We're fine to sit in it. Alright, here we go. Here we go on the worms. I've got an explosive trap down right here, so we're gonna try and pull everything into it. There we go, that's good. And we're gonna double up with a second explosive trap, which works. It's a whole bunch of direct damage, and on this next pull, I'm gonna use volley. I do pull aggro on a few worms with my multi-shot, but they are not going to be rude and interrupt me, so I managed to get the whole cast off, finish that last one with a precise raptor strike, and now we're on Noxxion. Aspect of the Hawk is up, rapid fire is out, and we're going to stutter step over this way so that we can get a better visual on the ads when they spawn. We can expect them to scatter a little bit. One more aimed auto can go out, and my multi-shot comes off cooldown just in time so that we can use it on the ads. They trip the explosive trap, which finishes off a number of them. And that last one we could have finished off with a scatter shot, but an explosive trap tick did that one in. The Noxxion is just about dead. GG. We're now going to head to Razorlash, who, well, I think that's the name of the White Flower boss. He's the last boss in orange side, and then we can go ahead to purple. These worms in the way are easy pickings for our mage, and for a double explosive trap, which finishes this group off very quickly. We do get another pack of worms, but our mage should be able to finish these before our Feigned Death even comes off cooldown, which he does. Now we can go ahead and, well, use an anti-poison to help our healer out a little bit, and focus down this here black flower, which hopefully does not use its Thorn Volley on us, since I just got an aim shot crit. And it does, moments before dying. Hate those things. We got some more cooperative flowers though, the ones that only use entangling roots. Indoors, by the way, because druids can get hacked. These are in a pretty good position for some multi-sync. So I'm going to step away for just a moment. But this one is on my far side, so it does not chain to all 3 targets. We also get a patrol over here, which I happen to see. But they are ranged, so they won't come in on me unless I go very close to them. Now they're here, and now we can drop an explosive trap to deal a little bit more damage. Still no procs, but my multi-shot is off cooldown. I'm going to step out and use it. Or I can try. I'm actually out of mana. We do have Wisdom though, so now I have the mana. That Wisdom certainly restores our mana quite quickly. Very useful. I'm going to peel this here black flower into a trap. There he goes. The paving is a little bit weird, but we got him. And now we can focus on these 3 without any incident. A little explosive trap to help out, and it seems that our mage accidentally hit that one with Frost Nova. I do not blame him, because these things have a crazy high hitbox. Crazy large. That does mean, however, that we can hit the DZS from all the way over there. You saw that. We just hit multi-shot in melee when they're that far away. So hey, that's good for something, right? Now that those targets are dead, I do want to be at range again so that I can shoot this thing. We want to be shooting if there's only one target. And there's another Thorn Volley because it wants to be annoying. An aim shot crit, an auto shot crit, and a multi-shot crit are a good lead-in to this here fight against 3 flowers. The deadliest flowers in all of Maraudon. They will smell really bad, actually. and will displease you if you happen to get close to them. We just got a proc, and that was a happy little moment. But it's overall too soon, and now it's back to killing one of these stupid things. Here's another good low spot, so I see the opportunity, I'm gonna go for it. My Raptor Strike does not go off, so I had to dance around a little bit in there, and I do not get into the low spot in time because of it. So that feels bad, man. But now we can go ahead with our stutter stepping thing. Although it's not really needed anymore, not after that first Thorn Volley. There are only a few more packs like these, the flowers and whatnot, before we can kill the boss and get out of here. I attempt here to drop an explosive trap, since my Feign Death is off cooldown. However, I have just barely do not have enough mana until the very last moment that I decide to switch to Frost Trap. Now, my mana regeneration was interrupted, but again, we have Blessing of Wisdom, so it just happened to restore exactly enough mana for an explosive trap at precisely the wrong time. I've placed a freezing trap right here, and I'm going to try to pull this here black flower into it. And there it goes. No more Thorn Volleys for a little while. Now we can focus on these things, which are more cooperative and don't permanently stun us, before that flower wakes up. I'm keeping my eyes on it though, I'm keeping my eyes out for it. When it does wake up, it gets a scatter shot to the face. Now we can run over here, get to this here low spot. Just a little bit too late though. I used Feign Death here in order to let our tank pick it up, but I should have used Concussive Shot and ducked around the corner. That could have saved me the stun right there. Not that it matters, this thing is going to die before it can do its next stun. And we're on to the final pack. The final pack before the boss. We opened with an aimed auto multi-raptor combo before a Bladestorm procs, but because we were so aggressive, we did take a little bit of aggro here. And this is not the sort of situation you want to be in. It's going to be hard on your healer, so try to avoid that if it can be helped. The Bladestorm's gone now, so we're going to retreat out here and alternate attacks between the one that's on us and the target that's at range. Although the one that's on us is down now, so we're just going to stick to range for the moment. We're going to try to range on the far one so that we can be a little bit closer to the secondary target that's closer to us. So we can duck in, melee weave, and then go back out to range a little bit quicker. Now it's on to the boss. The mage does pull aggro here, but while striking through to get to the other minimum range, our tank decides to pull back a little bit. I do get an auto shot off at that minimum range, so I'm okay with it, but we do want to stay at range because our rapid fire is ticking. However, the boss is dying pretty quickly, faster than my rapid fire can even end, so that about does it for our side. Just about. We do need to reset really quick, go back in for Zai's gem off this con, because she was not around at the time that we killed him the first time. So we do this really quick. Only one black flower needs to die, and then the boss needs to die. Or the mini-boss. The quest mob. the noteworthy elite. Nothing noteworthy at all, really. And now we can leave. We just need to maneuver out from the pre-instance orange side, past all the basilisks and the rock elementals, and we can pick up 2 more cons on the way before getting the final one in purple side. This here rock elemental is not the ranged version, so we can aimed auto raptor, toggle cheetah on, and stutter step away while our group catches up and finishes it off. We'll also swap to our ranged weapon while we're at it. Now that we're in position, we can open on the basilisk in much the same way. With an aimed auto, toggle cheetah off raptor, wait for one more auto, and toggle cheetah back on. Now we'll get into position to pull yet another basilisk from over here. And so many green drops today. There is a rock elemental coming, and it is the ranged version, but we should be able to get the aimed auto multi off in time, and we do, before the basilisk splits off too far. However, this does mean that the rock elemental will not follow along with us. The basilisk, however, will. So we'll auto, multi, raptor, and move back over here to attempt to help finish off the rock elemental while alternating attacks on the basilisk. One more raptor strike to finish the basilisk off, one more auto shot to finish off the rock elemental, and now we're in position to take advantage of the terrain here to slay yet another basilisk. A concussive shot ensures that it reaches me as late as possible, and a couple of lucky crits here ensure that it dies quicker than I expect. We attempt to Raptor Strike it while it's up here, but it goes down. We got a Rock Elemental here, but I pull Raptor out, have a Growl off, and we're going to move in position to tackle the next Basilisks. I don't have the time for an aim shot here, since I was relocating, but we can pop it off on the next target while Rapture fetches that one there. A concussive shot on that one ensures that Rapture can fetch the other target in a timely manner, and when they're close enough, we do get the DZS off right on time. We'll use some white shots only to finish this one off, because, well, I'm out of mana. That's at a good time too, because we're done with this section. Now we gotta head down to the inner portal, or nearby it, because there's a Khan just waiting for us to grab his gem. And I did catch a glimpse of a red nameplate just behind that wall, behind that statue. And it's a horde, so we're gonna go say hi. Hello, friend. Where are you? Are you stealth? I just want to give you a hug. Come out, wherever you are. Oh, fine. You may have evaded my affections, but this one shall not. Take that, and that. You guys know how I love to show my affection to the undead by doing that. And here's another undead warlock. Now they should rename the horde to Undead Faction, because that's all there are. There are nothing but undead. That one's staying in his corpse, so I drop a freezing trap on top of him to force the release, which he does. Now we need to find the Khan outside purple. And, well, he is in a little bit of a labyrinth, but there is a trick to finding him, as there is to most things. We drop down by the bridge. We jump across these here crystals. We cling to the left wall. Pull anyway, so we feign death. And there he is. Now we just wait for a group to get here. And I suppose they'll pull this worm, so I'll go ahead and do it for them. And our paladin has got the summoning of the ad sorted. Or the making hostile of the ad. Whatever the heck this amulet of spirits does. With this one down, it's 4 cons. We only need one more. Now we just hop back up here. Walk up these stairs, and here we are in purple side. These here imps are rather troublesome, but they're only imps, so we can finish them very quickly with a volley. And a multi-shot before the volley, of course. Now we'll head down this way, try not to pull that tree to our left. My pet was dismissed because, well, we set it to stay back there on that ledge while we ran ahead. And when we got far enough, it despawned on its own. A little auto-raptor to finish that one off. And now we can try for the aim shot on this one. We get it before we are dead zone. But now this target is headed in on us. And I forget to toggle off cheetah. Not that it matters, since we did get a stun dropped onto us. We're going to fight right back with a raptor strike. And how about a little auto multi-auto? That one's a little bit too close. One more aim shot to finish that one off. Aimed auto, that works. We gotta pull these guys around the corner to my explosive trap, where they can eat a whole bunch of damage. Now that that's done, we can bring them back around and drop another one over here. Although our mage is certainly doing quite a lot of work clearing up these ads, these packs, with his awesome AoE damage. There is a stealth mob here, and we get the aim shot off just before he patrols right into us. Now that we have aggro, we gotta strike through and set up for this next pull here. I've got an explosive trap set up right there. A corruptor dips into it, and then I take him back over here before I attempt to drop a frost trap as soon as our trap cooldown is up. But our feign death doesn't quite work. So we're just gonna pop off a grenade and multi-shot. I thought I would have hit that target around the corner with that, but apparently the satyr there was lost. Or that target just happened to die at that exact time. Too bad, so sad. Let's death ray this one and move on. There is a stealthy here, which I will pull back with Rapture before our group has the chance to go up ahead and pull a whole bunch more stuff. Not that we can avoid it on this pull anyway. That's why I keep drinking, because this area is pretty risky. Since we are closer to the mob, I will weave in for the Raptor Strike before weaving out for the auto shot, which is a little bit too late. We do get a lucky Bladestorm proc, so I have the bright idea to go ahead and pull the next pack and hopefully the proc refreshes. It does not, but never fear, I always have a backup plan. We're going to multi-shot those poison sprites to keep them off our healer, while we loase them and attempt for another proc on these melee mobs. Unfortunately, the wooden fortifications do not count as loase, and the cave wall is convex, so it's hard to loase right here. Never mind that though, because this pull is almost dead anyway. We only have the poison sprites left, which are spamming on me, and that satyr, which is just about dead. Although we do have a tree incoming, and here it comes. I'm going to scattershot it, so that our tank has the opportunity to grab it. That's what scattershot is for. It is a setup ability. And thanks to auto-target macros, which normally are quite efficient, I accidentally pulled the pack over there, making this one heck of a chain pull that was completely not intentional. But we've got them now, so I'm going to multi-shot the poison sprites just like before. And we finally got a proc, so huzzah. Maybe we can finish these ones off relatively quickly. Looks like we're going to get that con over there too, while we're at it. Now there's only one target at range. I'm going to use auto shot on it, and I'll Raptor Strike that one before weaving out for the multi-shot. I want to get the multi-shot on 2 targets for optimal damage. We do kind of want to finish this pull. Scattershot was up, so I used it on that there con, just since I could. Now our tank is caught up to it, and we can finish this con off to also finish the pull. What a hectic area. Thank goodness Zai is so good at druid healing. Much respect. 404, cons not found. And by the way, that was the last con, so we can go ahead and combine all the gems, freeing up a total of 5 inventory slots. We'll still need 1 for the necklace, for the amulet, but that's fine. We've got 2 targets here, 1 at range and 1 in melee. Well, now we've got 2 in melee here, so I want to weave out for the moment, for the multi-shot. That one was Hodge, so we had the opportunity. 1 more auto shot, 1 more white swing over here, or maybe a couple more. And now we move on. Aimed, auto, multi, concussive, auto. And these things go down pretty quick with some focus DPS. As fun as the AoE is, the trees, you don't really want to AoE pull those. Their stomps are quite nasty. We're going to take that target off of our mage. We do not want our mage interrupted while he's casting. That would be quite rude of the mobs to do that to our mage. We're going to crit on this here tree. And right here I could have popped off another auto shot at minimum range before moving past it, striking through. And I could have popped another auto shot off sooner while passing through it. But it died pretty quickly anyway. Now we are getting quite a few satyrs here. So hopefully we get a good proc right here so that we can finish these guys up quickly. But if not, we always have our backup plans. The multi-shot, the explosive trap, and we're going to drop one of those right here. It does go off, so that certainly helps. But there are still a number of elites up. I'm going to focus on them. Those 2 poison sprites are casting on our healer, so I'll scatter one of them for the moment. It'll take a little bit of the burden off her. Once those elites are finished, we can weave in the raptor on one of those and focus solely on these guys. I should have taken aggro on these 2 sooner, but, well, I guess I was a little bit too focused on the elites. My bad, heals. And here we go on the boss. Our druid pulls one of the stealth ads on the side, and I'm not sure he was aware the boss pulled with them, but whatever the case, it's alright. We'll pop right into rapid fire and go into auto shot before aimed, because we did arrive to the fight late. Auto aimed, auto multi-auto, and these 2 are going down very quickly. The X is on our mage, but we can scatter it and weave in for the Raptor Strike to finish it off. Now we've just got the boss. We might have gotten an aimed shot off on the very end of the rapid fire right there, but he blinked in anyway, so it would not have mattered. We can certainly go ahead with the aim shot right here though. And how about the death ray while we're at it? Unfortunately, the boss does blink away, and because I'm blind as a bat, I think that my group pulled the boss away before the death ray could go off, rather than the boss blinking away. So sorry about that, guys. It was not your fault. It was the boss mechanics. Because for some reason his blink is on a crazy short cooldown. And yep, we just picked up an upgrade at last from Trip Runner. Those pants from Nomer, they last so long, but they're finally retired now, after picking up those legs from the satyr boss, here in Purple Side Mara. There are only 2 blobs here, so no need for AoE. We're just going to focus these 2 down instead. Rapture can probably stay in safely on 2 of these, as long as we finish them off fast enough, which we do. That one is going down very quickly, thanks to a bunch of lucky crits, and a little bit of crafty maneuvering. And the second one is just about to follow suit. And yes, we did spot a rare over here, but we'll have to chase him because he patrols, and he lately patrolled over that way, down this here stream? It seems like a stream. It's hard to tell with the water not moving. Now, because Rapture did go in on the oozes and I totally forgot to mend him, he is low on HP here, and my tank does not arrive in time to take the mob before Rapture dies. My bad, Rapture. Sorry about that. Anyway, we've got him up now, and we can go ahead and kill this last cavern lurker before the rare. Gizlock, who actually does drop some neat stuff. If you happen to see him, well, hope for this cool blue agility chest that drops. It could prove very useful to you. So let's see what drops. Let's see what drops off this guy. Let's see what he gives. Ah, speak of the sleeper, it's that exact chest piece. But we're not going to take it from Zai. She needs it for her feral set. I'll get by. Now, I try to do something interesting here. I try to pet pull the Trents into a frost trap all the way back there while peeling Celebras. Now, I'm not sure if I use my distracting shot a little bit too early, or if they have some kind of linked aggro deal going on. The Trents did move quite strangely there. But whatever the case, we do have the Trents with us now, so we need to deal with it. Our mage is going to go ahead and AoE, and we're going to try to keep stuff off him as best we can. And if we get the opportunity, once Feign Death is ready, we'll go ahead and Explosive Trap. For now, it's only Celebras, and he should summon more Trents anytime. Or not? Oh, there they are. There they are. Now we gotta... Well, while my group finishes those off, I'm gonna quickly scroll through this text here, just in case you guys want to read it. Really quick. I'll help out with a little multi-shot, but I do want to seal this. And the other thing. Oh, well, we got all of it just in time. And now we do this here quest. And by the way, unlike on private servers, this actually functions on escort quest logic, so make sure that your whole group is ready for the second part here, because you can do it all at once. You can, actually. I thought it was one at a time, so I went ahead and rushed to get it done. I was trying to save our group as much time as possible, but my mistake. Anyway, this is the little RP event that plays out. It doesn't take very long. He walks in a little circle and says a few things in total gibberish. Or a semicircle. He doesn't walk all the way around. And there you go. Done. Now we have a scepter with which we can return at any time that we want. And where do we return to? Well, we return to the edge of the water, down here by all the hydras. So you don't actually need your Azure Silk Belt at the start of Mara anymore, but you still want one for gathering Strangled Kelp after Rot Grip, or before Rot Grip. If you do plan to farm Mara, so just a heads up. These here Diametrodons have a silence, so we do want to keep them away from our mage if possible. It also means that we cannot drop traps willy-nilly. We could drop one as long as we're not silenced. But if we are silenced, then traps do not work. However, volley does. Multi-shot does. So we're not totally gimped. Not quite like our mage. An aim shot crit to finish that one off. Aimed auto multi, that works. And we're going to go ahead and pull the next pack of Diametrodons. There are 3 targets here, so we do want to stay in that sweet spot between melee and range where both can be used. Although, well, now there are only 2 targets here, so we don't want to Bladestorm, and we really don't want to Bladestorm with that there Guardian, that rock elemental, the big one around here. Because it does that, it does the knockdown. That will interrupt your Bladestorm, it'll interrupt your melee weaving, and if you thought the Diametrodons were bad enough with their silencing interrupting your trap dropping, as you can see, we could not drop a trap there, even though it was available otherwise. So we just kind of gotta stay at range with this thing in melee. We gotta, well, we can melee weave on it a little bit, but we gotta snipe it before we have any opportunity to do anything in melee. It's not too tough, but it does happen to spawn some ads afterwards, so that'd be the perfect time for, say, an explosive or a dragon gun, something of the sort. My Lei of Lilies is off cooldown, so I do use it to spawn another lily root. And by the way, if you happen to pick one of those things up, I picked mine up the other day for 25 gold. It will pay off, because those Lei of Lilies, the Lei of Lilies will produce a lily root once every hour. And what the lily root is it's basically a more powerful version of a night dragon's breath. And you get it for free, and you don't have to go to Felwood to get one. So I highly recommend you pick one up, because while a lily root, or a night dragon's breath for that matter, might restore relatively insignificant mana for, say, a mage or a priest, for us it's a couple more shots really. It's certainly worth something. And remember, the lily root, the night dragon's breath, shares cooldown with health stone, not with potions. So you can pop them in conjunction with even lesser potions if the need is not so great for mana, but is still great enough to warrant something of the sort. Anyway, that's a side note. It's an important rating consumable. I would certainly recommend picking up a Lei of Lilies on the auction house if you can find one. Right now we're headed on to the Goblin boss, and well, we're gonna try to pull him up to our group, because aggro radius on official classic is much less than it was on private servers. As you saw, I jumped right past those worms, we had no problem, and now we're going to grab the boss and bring him back up. The rock patrol has passed by. Now, the goblin does hit pretty hard with his shots. As you saw right there, he did over 300 on me. So we do need to do this pretty quickly, and we are certainly going to pull worms on the way up. So that'll be the time for deterrence. And there's also one more thing that you absolutely must mention if your group has a druid in it, or another hunter. And that would be that the goblin boss actually fears beasts only. So that's why I don't use my pet on the goblin boss. And it's also why you should not try to druid tank the boss. These mobs would be fine. And if they just healed me and let the guys come up to them, that'd be fine too. But they decided to come down here, and well, let's see what shenanigans unfold. Right now the worms are down and things are looking pretty good, but at this exact moment our tank does get feared into the other ads, and I'm not sure if unshifting would dispel the fear. I'm not sure. If it does, then whoops. But really, I should have said something before pulling the boss. Now, this could still be salvageable. I'm going to stay in melee on the boss. We're going to alternate attacks. Range on those Diametrodons, dish out as much damage as possible, and attempt to finish off the boss, and hopefully we can still finish this, and never mind, this is no longer salvageable. Our goal at this juncture is to kill the boss, and then survive. Now, we might have been able to get battle reses and stuff if we used Divine Intervention on a druid, and then a druid battle resed the paladin. But that that was not something that occurred. So anyway, our mage did have to go after that, but we pressed on. And I would like to show you just the last two bosses, Landslide and Theradras, before we go today. Landslide is, the ads going up to him, they're kind of long and boring. They take a little while to kill, especially with only 2 DPS. One of them being, you know, a red paladin. Nothing personal, it's just, you know, paladins. Anyway, the boss summons ads, and I'm doing my best to clear them out. We do not have any AoE anymore, except for me. And I'm not having any luck with procs. I want to check out a grenade here, and we're going to try we're going to try a little bit more auto multi-auto on the boss. We can't use aim shot because we got stuff on us. But we got to finish these guys off. And we got to finish the ones that spawn next off. Now I'm thinking that they'll persist past the boss. But no, check this out. I'm going to go in and try to gather them all up for the explosive trap. But as the boss dies, everything else dies too, so I guess that is a small mercy. The ads leading up to the boss are pretty long and boring. I did not want to waste your time with that. But here we are pulling 4 Diametrodons as 4 players. And, well, this would be just fine, if not for a little bit of an ass paw. I'm going to use volley right here to wait out the silence, and hopefully we can get an explosive trap in, or hopefully we would have, if not for these 2 rock elementals pulling as well. Now, there's no point to attempting a Bladestorm if the rock elementals are in melee, but they were over there, and the Diametrodons were, well, over here, or they were. I could try for a little bit of Goblin Striking Gun, but inevitably I get knocked out of it. And with all these guys close together, I can't really explosive trap, I can't really Bladestorm, all I have is volley, and, well, it's kind of been used already, it's gone. Our healer is down, and so is our tank. And right here I get a Bladestorm, which actually kills me. I mean, I could have popped deterrents to cancel the Bladestorm, and then ducked over the side of the bridge there, and waited out the cooldown of Feign Death while everything caught up. But I deserve that death. I accept it. Now, our paladin also had to leave, but we still have 2 druids and a hunter. We can attempt Theradras. So we're going to. Now, my druid friends can stealth on by these giants. I cannot. Not all of them, anyway. So, I try to pull one of them into a freezing trap, but it's immune. Try to concussive shot, but that's immune to that too. I try to feign death to try to plant something else, but, well, that's resisted by both of them. So I pop my deterrents, and the new goal is to try to get to a spot where I can be re-rest, because I'm not going to survive this. There is also a patrol in my way, so I'm 110% hecked right here. But I am hecked in just the right spot to get myself a battle res, and then I can skip past the rest with an invisibility potion. They're not just useful for PvP, you know. Here we go with our Aspect of the Cheetah and a lesser invisibility potion. And we can get past these last 2 packs of giants. Now all we have to do is wait for Zai and Ryan's to be here, and we're good to go. And here we go on Theradras herself. Now, I've heard a lot about her behavior in Official Classic, and I think I get the idea. We need to kite her around with Cheetah while using our cat to bait dust clouds. So that's what I'll be attempting. Or, at least that's what I would be attempting if our druid friend did not suddenly taunt the boss right here. I suppose we're doing a semi-tank, semi-kiting strategy, so good luck to our druid tank. He's forced out of melee for the moment due to her dust cloud, and she turns her sights to me. I am prepared to run, but I'm not prepared for the boulder she suddenly throws my way. A lightning-fast deterrent allows me to dodge all 3 of her incoming attacks, but I am sent running in fear, and why not? I suddenly realize what kind of peril I'm in, having dodged 3 attacks out of the blue like that. Our druid tank does have aggro for the moment, so I'm going to stutter step over this way, closer to a spot where we could hopefully load some more boulders, or set up to kite if need be, and go straight into rapid fire because she did pop Dust Cloud. Now's the perfect time. In anticipation of that boulder, I toggled Cheetah off at just the right time to avoid the daze, and now we're going to follow her this way before going into the aim shot. on the end of rapid fire. I could have hit one more auto shot in there before using aim shot, but I miscalculated the timing. Our tank appears to be doing very well at, well, tanking thus far, so I finally decided to spend the mana on Aspect of the Hawk. Hopefully something comes of it, but right now he's running in fear and she's doing Dust Cloud, so I need to keep my cat out of there. I have aggro again, so I need to put up Aspect of the Cheetah and run. At least until the boss decides to stop and stare down Zai. Luckily, our druid tank is on point and uses Growl before the boss can get any smacks off on our healer. Although, this time, that can't be helped. Growl is on cooldown. Nothing much we could do about that. Theradras is at about 50% HP, and I'm out of mana, so I'm going to pop a mana potion here. My healer's also looking a little bit low, so I'm going to offer her a mana potion too. That's why I pulled my cat out a little bit late. I was paying more attention to everyone's mana. Our tank retreated to heal, so I'm going to use a distracting shot to pull the boss away from him before the boss can one-shot him in his non-bear form. And I don't bait the Dust Cloud because we want the tank to take the boss again, which he does. Although she does do the Dust Cloud now. We have the opportunity for some aimed shot here, so let's take it. The boss is running after our tank again. She is stopped, but she's eyeing our tank. It's an aggro drop. We've got aggro. Aspect of the Cheetah, run. And bait that Dust Cloud with our cat. I don't know why I used Concussive Shot there. She is immune, but our tank has it now, so we're good to go. We are A-okay. 33%, past 33%. Almost there, boys. Well, she's not doing Dust Cloud. I can send my cat in. But now that she is, I gotta pull him out again. Since he is being knocked back, he's having trouble obeying my order. But he's not spec'd for this. His nature resistance is very low. I did not expect to be doing this today. Our tank is back in bear form just in time. But he is running in fear. And the boss is eyeing Zai. That's a boulder incoming. I've been spamming distracting shots trying to get more aggro than the healer. But that was not enough. And even the sudden shift to bear form from Zai was not enough to block the one-shot from Princess. The Wind Fury one-shot. Healer is down. Healer is down. And the boss is at 20%. She's on me. Hang on, boys. We're in the home stretch. We gotta kite this. She's eyeing me, and she stopped. We gotta loase this boulder. That was not sufficient to loase the boulder. We're dazed, so we only have one option. Feign Death drops the aggro, and our tank was on point charging in, but he has no escape at the moment. He needs to survive. Long enough for her to do the Dust Cloud, which she does. She's at 8%. Now all we need to do is auto-shoot the boss while she runs after our tank. And oh, the sudden one-shot on Rapture out of nowhere. That sucks. We toggle Cheetah off to avoid the daze, but she's still on our tank. She's still on our tank and at 3%. I'm gonna run in and smack her for killing Rapture like that, you jerk. She's just about dead. This is the finishing blow. And boss down. Nice, she dropped a scepter. So not worth Rapture dying though. Oh, and Zai, I suppose. You did good, guys. We finished the dungeon, despite everyone leaving on us. That's an upgrade. I'm going to take that. And hello there, Zeatar. I greet you, Night Elf. Let's read this real quick. The misbegotten centaur, my sons and daughters, have need of their father. Look around you. This place rings of hope and all that my father Cenarius preaches. It sprung from me, and I cannot take that away from them, not even for their crimes against me. But there is one thing I would ask of you to ease my brother's mind. Take this. It is the first seed that fell from the life my remains nourished. Tell him that my spirit remains here, and that I live on. I am sure he will understand. Okay, we gotta go up to Moonglade sometime, but we'll worry about that later because, well, I'm about done for now. I hope you enjoyed this run through Maraudon, the speedy start and the intense conclusion. If you did, then I'd really appreciate you showing me by dropping a like down below. Share this video too if you don't mind. The more the merrier. If you haven't already, then please consider subscribing and click that bell icon so you never miss another upload. I love bringing new content to you guys, so I hope you love seeing it just as much. If you check the description, you'll find a skip list along with a few other links. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.